trust your need to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. News. News.
All right, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. It's just Nailsin News. 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 All right, I'm going to do some Nailsin News stories. But as it turns out, I came across a couple of stories that are ones I did some time ago. So I will be updating. What are they doing now? One of which was a story I did last night, I think. Anyway, all right, so we'll just get to it. And then maybe one of these I'll draw. One of them, I'm pretty sure I drew one of the update stories, but for the life of me, I can't find the damn thing. I remember it was hard because she has dreadlocks and stuff, and I put in a lot of work on the detail. And it's gone. It's probably not gone. I just gave up looking for it. But anyway, don't remember if that was a Nailsin News segment that I did, if it was something I did during Pat's show, if I did it talking to Pat on my Nailsin show, which means it's on video somewhere in my files. But other than that, I don't know. So anyway, plus, I think I'm going to do this where I can clip this later and use them as individual videos. I've been doing that a lot lately because, boy, does it save time. Problem is, I'm not as, disciplined in the delivery. So I'll just pretend I'm doing that here with no one watching. Don't worry, I'll get to the chat. But for the moment, that's how I'll handle it. So basically, let's see, how do I do this? Oh, yeah. This is a Nailsin News update on a ghostly crime. See, I'll edit that in post. That's the amazing thing about post. It makes everything seem like I know what I'm doing. But we both know that's not true. All right, you probably remember this one. It was probably last night. I'm guessing. And it's only a guess. But idiot, don't turn it off. Jeez. There, I can do that. I can do this. I can do that. There, camera off. Good Lord. Yes, Nodak. Everybody hit the like button. Nodak is always right about that. Okay. Ghost Adventures star's wife allegedly plotted his death with inmate she saw in true crime documentary. Yeah, so there's the sad husband. He's probably not that happy at the moment. So yes, a 32-year-old woman is facing charges for allegedly communicating with a prison inmate and working with him to solicit the murder of her husband. A star of the television show Ghost Adventures, Clark County Court Record show Victoria Goodwin was charged with solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy to commit murder on March 6th. A judge has set her bail at $100,000. According to the arrest report, Goodwin reportedly contacted Grant Amato, a 35-year-old man serving life in prison in Florida for 3 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the deaths of his parents and brother. Wow. And she just had to get to know this guy. Goodwin reportedly used the name Victoria Candy in their correspondences, which included messages about them being in love. Goodwin allegedly learned about Amato from a true crime documentary. See, those become kind of advertisements for, ladies looking for hitmen. Anyway, that detailed the murders he committed and how he stole money from his family after falling in love with an Eastern European camera model. I guess she hasn't stayed with him while he's doing life, She doesn't write him sexy letters and nothing. So he finally gets Victoria Candy, and he's like, now I'm in love. So when he was getting the messages from her, he was, touching himself and all that. In their messages, Goodwin allegedly told Amato that her husband, Aaron Goodwin, wouldn't get a divorce. She reportedly asked if she was a bad person because she chose to end his existence, not divorce. Well, Amato probably responded with, hey, he doesn't want to get a divorce, so he left you with no choice, so it's on him. And she thought, wow, finally, a man who gets me. So KSNV reports, Goodwin informed Amato that her husband would be in Barstow, California. So Amato allegedly replied that he would reach out to someone who will be taking care of the situation. She reportedly saved $11,000 for when the job is finished. So anyway, on October 2nd, Amato and Goodwin reportedly discussed their plans for the hit. And Goodwin said in a message that she was so anxious, LOL. Amato allegedly reached out to a hitman on October 3rd and told him he would call Aaron Goodwin as a distraction. Later that day, Amato reportedly texted him, I need to know what is going on. Can I get an update? Was it done? Officials from the Florida Department of Corrections reportedly seized his phone that day. So they contacted law enforcement in Nevada on March 4th. Following Goodwin's arrest on March 6th, she reportedly told detectives she and her husband were going through problems in their marriage, though she claimed she did not want him dead. She just wanted him gone, Well, what's the definition? Aaron Goodwin has appeared in over 300 episodes of Ghost Adventures. The couple wed in August 2022. Court records show Goodwin was ordered not to have contact with her husband. Yeah, I can imagine. He probably doesn't want to see her, after that. But then again, you kind of wonder, well, maybe it's my fault. All I ever do is hang around ghosts. And she felt neglected. Yeah. So anyway, that's the update. Most of those details were in the original story, but didn't know that she became aware of this guy through a true crime documentary. So she's watching. Hey, I need to reach out to him. I know. No one will know it's me when I use my alias, Victoria Candy. Yeah, well, it didn't work out because, it didn't occur to her that prisoners aren't supposed to have cell phones, and yet he had one. So eventually, of course, they found it. And, hey, look at this. So much for that brilliant plan. All right, I think that'll suffice for that round. Okay, no one's talking, so I don't have to worry about that. So we'll go to the next one. Oh yeah, I gotta actually fix this. So long for you. And then on to the next one. Is also an update. I barely remember it. I remember the detail and the picture of the guy, and but again, couldn't find it in the files of when exactly I covered it, or if I just did it, on the live shows and then didn't pursue it further. It could be, but anyway. Yeah, this was all the give the man a hand jokes and all that. Former security guard who dismembered and decapitated woman is found guilty. He had a hand in his jacket for 2 days. Yeah. A Colorado man who was arrested with human remains in his jacket was convicted of murder after attempting to claim that his victim killed herself. And he just wanted to hold her hand and be close to it, I guess. I don't know. Solomon Martinez, 27, was found guilty by a jury on March 13th after going on trial for the January 2024 murder of Renee Portillo, 47. According to reporting from the courtroom, prosecutors presented DNA evidence, the autopsy report, and evidence from Martinez's phone that pointed to his guilt, like him saying, "I'm going to kill her." The defense unsuccessfully argued that Portillo killed herself and, I don't know, chopped her own hand off, I guess. I don't know. When Martinez was arrested by officers with the Pueblo Police Department on January 10th, 2024, he was working as a private security guard at the Sangre de Cristo Arts Center. In court documents obtained by ABC affiliate Cruddo at the time, officers stated that they overheard Martinez talking before they made contact with him. Damn, what luck. He reportedly said, "I had a hand in my pocket for 2 days." And it wasn't his. According to court documents, officers found a severed human hand in a plastic bag in the pocket of his jacket, as well as blood in his vehicle. During questioning by police, officers noted visible cuts on his hands. Obviously not that deep, but, A witness reportedly showed police a video he recorded that showed the victim's body, which had been decapitated. The document stated that Martinez told police that he picked up Portillo's for a sexual encounter on the night of January 8th, 2024. Martinez claimed that she demanded to be paid for the encounter, and he refused. After that, he said that he dropped her off in the early hours of the morning. Martinez's story to police also involved his roommate at the time, according to a probable cause affidavit obtained by the Pueblo chieftain. The unnamed roommate spotted a blood-covered Martinez at a car wash at about 5 a.m. on January 9th. Martinez reportedly asked his roommate to borrow some tools and dig a 10-foot deep hole, offering to forgive a $1,000 of debt in exchange for his help. The roommate declined, later telling Cruddo, "I was terrified. I was beyond terrified. Like, I can't even put into words how physically scared I was." Okay. Portillo's remains were found on January 9th in Fountain Creek. Martinez was found guilty of first-degree murder after deliberation, tampering with a dead body, boy, I'll say, and abuse of a corpse. Well, that too. So anyway, there we go. He was found guilty. Surprise, surprise. And I don't know. He just carried the hand around. And she was a prostitute, so it's not like they were dating or anything. That's just a strange keepsake, But I suppose, do you think he was requesting a hand job? Could be. Well, anyway, he's convicted. Don't know exactly what was on his phone. If it was like him going into gratuitous detail as to what he wanted to do in the police. This is a slam dunk. Especially when they overheard him. "I've been walking around with a hand in my pocket for 2 days. "Oh, really? I mean, immediately you would have thought like he had his hand in his pocket for 2 days, which would be odd, sure. But not as weird as this. Yeah. Oh, well, that's it for him. And now the third update. And this one's the one I was talking about earlier that I'm pretty sure I did do a juring, but can't find it. I'll get to her, but first, hey, can't I just? Oh well, never mind. I just messed up the whole thing, didn't I? All right, we'll stop that and I'll restart. Nodak says she probably said he was too handsy. It could be. Maybe that's what pissed him off. You know, she said, "I don't want you touching me. I don't go for that." Which is kind of, there's got to be touching. But whatever. Who knows? And then, oh yeah, well, I got your hand, and I'm keeping it. Who the hell knows? So anyway, and now for an update on a case of abuse and bugs as an alibi. Just, follow with me here. Okay. Mom who blamed 3-year-old's insignificant. Mom who blamed 3-year-old significant burns on bug bites made incriminating Google searches receives fate. So here she is. She doesn't seem pleased about her situation, A Wisconsin mom is headed to prison after she allegedly disciplined her 3-year-old son by burning his skin so bad doctors were forced to perform emergency surgery. Milwaukee County Court records show 27-year-old Sandy Ramona Goodman on Wednesday pled guilty to repeated acts of child abuse. As part of the plea agreement, the child neglect charge was dismissed. Well, yeah, she didn't neglect the child. She just tormented him. So, he probably would have been better if she had just left him alone, A judge sentenced her to 6 years in prison, followed by 10 years probation. After her release from prison, she must take anger management and parenting classes, maintain sobriety, and is not to use corporal punishment on any child she is caring for. An arrest affidavit said Goodman called 911 on October 4th after she claimed her son was burned by boiling water. She waited an hour before making the call. The boy suffered significant burns, bruises, and blisters. After seeing the boy's skin coming off, doctors immediately sedated him and performed surgery to treat his injuries. Some of the boy's injuries appeared to be newer, while others were in the process of healing. Acute bruising in the left upper arm was consistent with high-velocity impact from a linear object, doctors told police. Goodman was likely abusing the boy over several days. The looped patterned injuries are present on nearly every body part, completely covering the back and in protected areas such as the neck and inner thighs. The injuries would have been extremely painful when they occurred and are outside what could be or would be considered reasonable discipline of a child. The healed and healing looped and linear injuries may be days or weeks old. The presence of acute patterned bruises to the left upper arm and extensive healed injuries confirms physical abuse on multiple occasions. In an interview with police at her home, Goodman said she was boiling water in the kitchen when she went to the bathroom. She said she then heard the boy scream. Goodman ran out and saw the boy jumping around and trying to get away from the water. But detectives noted her story didn't explain how the boy's entire upper body was covered in burns. Goodman allegedly attributed those injuries to bug bites. She denied ever physically disciplining the boy. The bugs, however, denied any involvement in the boy's injuries. A search of Goodman's phone said otherwise. Text messages not about the bugs, between her and the boy's father on September 30th said the boy defecated on himself and started playing with the waste. Ew. The father asked if she whoop his ass, and Goodman responded, I did. SMH, I forget what that one is. I don't keep up with that nonsense. She also allegedly texted that he's smart in some ways, but overall, he's slow. Well, he plays with his poo. They might want to do an analysis of his skull and see if she did any damage there, you know. Investigators said Goodman missed several doctor's appointments that would have addressed any disabilities. Investigators also allegedly uncovered several incriminating Google searches between September 23rd and October 5th. Some of them included Amulet Spell, Children's Wisconsin, Atlanta Single Family for Rent, Wisconsin CCAP, Child Protectors or Case Search, Milwaukee Municipal Warrant Search. How would you know if you have a warrant? Second-degree burn, staying in hospital, Reddit. Best places for black families to live. Welts on kids' skin. How do you know CPS is about to take your child away? CPS need enough evidence to file a report. CPS want to take pictures. Bugs that leave scratch marks. That's where she's developing the alibi, you know. Ambulance number, Walgreens near me. Proper wound care after a burn injury. Does Neosporin help burns heal fast? Apply for Social Security benefits. Child disability report. White spots are brain slower than other. On brain slower than other. White spots on the brain. Hot tub burns. Selling child for money. How to get rid of belt welt on a child. How to get rid of belt marks on a child. How to get rid of bruises on a child. Probably by not beating him with a belt, you know. Police also interviewed the victim's siblings, ages 5 and 7. They detailed horrific abuse that allegedly occurred in the home. The 5-year-old reportedly said, "Mama whoops us when we're loud." Goodman allegedly whoops them with a white phone charging cord, their children said. Her 7-year-old daughter said she yelled at the boy for stealing water. The girl described an incident where her mother put her hands around her neck and squeezed. She also said Goodman allegedly punched her, and it felt hard, like someone having spikes on her face. Well, anyway, there you go. She's got to go to prison. Because the bugs didn't do it. Yeah. It's probably just as well that I lost the picture, you know. What a piece of shit. Nodek, is she dumb enough to think of burns? Fire ants did it? Yeah, I guess that would be, she thought, they got bugs called fire ants. They don't actually spit fire over their, you know, targets, victims, whatever. I don't know. Oh, that's just bug bites, you know. And it's like, yeah, I don't think so. Well, it didn't work. Plus, I guess it's a good thing it turned out the way it did, because apparently she was plotting to sell this kid. Man. Anywho, so that's it for the updates segment. So, oh man, this is a sick one. So get ready. So we'll go for this one. But it's all news stories from here on out. There you go. Okay. Make sure it went through. Yeah, okay. Lawsuit accuses man of killing eating patients at South Carolina mental health facility. The case against a South Carolina mental health facility where a man is accused of murdering and cannibalizing patients could be heading to trial. Oh, that's okay. A lawsuit filed by the family of 22-year-old Jared Andrea claims Richard County's New Hope Home Solutions facility owner Brittany Reynolds Jackson and the South Carolina Department of Mental Health are responsible for his death. According to documents, Andrea suffered from mental disabilities, and it was recommended that he be placed in an assisted living facility. In 2023, his grandmother, Peggy, placed him in New Hope's Harper Street facility, which had been recommended by, I guess, the South Carolina Department of Mental Health. The goal was for Andrea to learn independent living and socialization skills. On March 20th, 2023, Andrea was picked up for a visit by his grandmother. Documents state she noticed bruising on his neck and face, but he did not disclose the cause of the bruises. He also appeared to be unkempt. His hair was not combed, his clothes were dirty, and his nails were long and dirty, which contradicted the facility's promise to help him learn independent living skills. I would say so, yeah. Andrea was dropped off at the facility later that evening, the last time his family saw him alive. When his grandfather arrived to pick him up for an appointment 2 days later, he did not show. The next day, the facility called to let his grandmother know that he had been missing since the night he was dropped off. Staff was reportedly alerted to his disappearance by another patient who told them they should be alarmed that Jared was missing. So a patient had to tell them, yeah. That patient was Mark Anthony Cantrell. Oh, good Lord. He was the one. Oh, no. Who had a violent history, which included multiple instances of animal cruelty. It always starts with them killing animals. And arson to cover up killing his family dogs. He was interviewed during the search for Andrea and reportedly displayed strange behavior that was reported to law enforcement. Oh, yeah. There he is. I mean, are these tattoos of devil horns on his forehead? Okay. You just had this guy walking around. Months after Andrea's disappearance, another resident went missing. This time, Cantrell was caught on video removing that victim's body from the facility. When interviewed, he confessed to the killing and told police that he also killed Andrea, providing specific graphic details as to how the murder was conducted. Cantrell reportedly told police that he was compelled by his alternate personality to kill the victims and consume parts of their bodies so he could gain their power. While Andrea's body was never found, good Lord, did he eat all of it? An autopsy of the second victim was consistent with Cantrell's description of the killing. A grand jury indicted Cantrell for both killings. Those charges are still pending. The lawsuit brought by Andrea's family blames the facility and the Department of Mental Health for allowing what they describe as a budding serial killer. Well, yeah, he was already in there for killing animals. That's how they start. They graduate. Now he was in a facility with no animals, just other patients. So, do the math. So to be placed in a home with vulnerable adults. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Cantrell's violent history was known to law enforcement and South Carolina Department of Mental Health, and attorneys argue that South Carolina Department of Mental Health failed to take any appropriate steps to treat Cantrell or to otherwise prevent the obvious danger that he posed to the public and to those living in close proximity to him. The lawsuit also claims New Hope did not have the proper license to be operating as a mental health facility and had no business housing mental health patients of any sort, much less ones with the type of violent tendencies displayed by Cantrell. It also faults staff for failing to notice. I mean, the killer himself had to tell you, hey, one of your guys is missing. Man. They failed to notice Andrea's disappearance for 3 days, which was allegedly only brought to their attention after the man accused of murdering him told them they should be concerned. He must have been really surprised. They don't notice anything. He's like, anyway, the defendants are being sued for several claims, including negligence, gross negligence, and wrongful death. The plaintiffs offered to settle with South Carolina Department of Mental Health for $600,000, but South Carolina Department of Mental Health rejected the offer. Well, you probably should have took it. A jury roster meeting has been scheduled for April 7th. Well, here's all the legal documents and everything. But, they declined to comment. I mean, what are you going to do? And then here's the picture with his devil horns. Oh, my God. Jeez Louise. Well, that's the problem when evil is put into the care of stupidity, you know? Yeah. Pell says, hey, everyone. Hello, Pell. Nodak, this is a story full of winners. Sheesh. Nodak says, hey, Pell. Pell says to Nodak, what's up, man? All right, we're all caught up. All right, we'll turn that one off. Oh, look, it's me. Goodbye. And now, here's a story about, a relationship. Yeah. Sometimes you learn a lot about people, when they commit crimes and stuff. So, I'm pretty sure, but I always double check to make sure it's showing. Yes, it is. And let me turn off my camera. Oh, good Lord. Judge who allegedly had a relationship with an accused child predator and let him out on bail is now accused of similar crimes. A Utah judge was put on unpaid leave. That'll teach him after police accused him of committing several sex crimes involving children. The next day, a former fire chief from the same locality was charged with similar crimes. But court documents revealed an even deeper connection between the two men. According to court documents, Ned Brady Hansen, 54, was charged on Tuesday with 8 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. When Hansen was first arrested on January 27th, when he was still Tremontans, I don't know. Fire chief investigators working his case asked a judge to hold him in custody without bail due to the nature of his alleged crimes. That judge, Kevin Christensen, 64, let Hansen go free. Christensen was charged with 7 felony sex crimes involving children and obstructing justice. And according to an affidavit for Hansen's arrest, the two men had been engaged in a sexual relationship. Well, why not just do each other and leave the kids alone? Anyway, both men were investigated by police for alleged interactions on a chat app called Kik. Okay. Hansen came to the attention of investigators in November 2024 when the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children was alerted to Kik being used to distribute child sex abuse material. Investigators eventually allegedly connected one user account on the app to Hansen, who reportedly admitted to being the account user, and possessing materials featuring children. Well, he just fessed right up. He didn't even bother to, hey, I was hacked and that sort of thing, A subsequent FBI investigation into Hansen reportedly revealed the connection to Christensen. According to a search warrant filed by FBI agents, Hansen was allegedly sharing child sex abuse material with other online users, including the judge. That investigation also reportedly revealed that law enforcement had initially asked Christensen to keep Hansen in custody following his January arrest. Wrong judge, and that at the time, the judge did not disclose. Well, of course he did. That he had engaged in sexually charged chats with Hansen. This, investigators reportedly say, materially affected Christensen's choice to release Hansen. You think so? You think that's what was the main reason for his judgment? The investigation into Hansen also yielded an extensive number of chats between him and Christensen in which they both expressed their desires to, mess with kids. Those conversations were described as graphically sexual in the affidavit. Court documents stated that Hansen allegedly told Christensen about children he knew that he wanted to abuse. Oh, God, and that he would share the children with him. Hansen's charges involved the alleged dissemination of child sex abuse material, and he reportedly admitted to investigators that he had a porn addiction. He allegedly said in one chat that he totally would, a child, and if he could get away with it, he would totally do it. Christensen's alleged offenses were in connection to apparent interactions with minors, or at least users who said they were minors. He allegedly sent explicit photos of himself, and carried on graphic sexual chats with users that he believed were teenage girls. The probable cause affidavit for Christensen's arrest also stated that the judge made multiple references to abusing relative children. You mean children he's related to? And that another investigation had begun into those claims. Hansen was fired from his position as chief of the Tremonton Fire Department. I don't know how you pronounce it. He doesn't get protected like teachers unions do for teachers who do this sort of thing. So I guess that when firefighters said, that's it, you're fired. All right. So Christensen was placed on unpaid leave. So at least it's unpaid. Both are currently in custody and are being held without bail. Yeah, how you like that, Judge? So there you go. These two. Is he growing a Hitler stash? Or has he got a severe, hair lip? I don't know. I'm assuming this one's the judge because he's wearing the robe. Yeah. Jeez. So what do you think? Do you think that's the reason he released him? Because, well, the investigation is ongoing. I'm sure, they'll find out. God. Ah, jeez. It's like, what are the odds? He gets busted, and the judge on the case is his partner in crime. Well, small town and stuff like that. I guess, it's not totally out of the realm of possibility. Good Lord. Nodex says working out to Pell, I guess. Enjoying some uplifting stories from Doug. The last one I got is on a much lighter note. So there is that to look forward to. Pell, Doug's stories are usually uplifting by showing the goodness of humanity. No, look, don't feel so bad. At least you're not these monstrosities. Good God. Nodak says, hey, pedos, leave them kids alone. Yeah. Pell, I'm glad I don't get it, but what is the big fixation on kids? I don't know. Yeah, what the hell? Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, the story seemed to actually, insinuate that the two of them were doing each other, but maybe it was just that they would talk about it with each other in explicit language and stuff, I guess. Because I was like, well, why don't you just bang each other then? But enjoy prison. Yeah, I mean, no clue. Yeah, Pell, he had to release him in fear of the fire guy would stooge him out. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, he was in, but the odds that it would go to his courtroom, because I mean, I don't know how small the town is, but they got to have other judges, right? Maybe not. I don't know. That could be a problem. Like, now we don't have a judge. It doesn't matter. Just put not his robe. You want to burn that one. Just I was going to say get one from Party City, but they went bankrupt, so I guess that's out. I don't know. You can order one from Amazon, I'm sure. And then there you go. You're fine. You can be the judge. Like let the bailiff do it or the janitor. It'll work. It'll work. No, honestly. What's up next? Oh yeah, this thing. This one reminds me of an earlier story that I probably only did for the Nailsin Show, I think. But it was about I think it is. I've only glanced at it and read the headline, so I could be completely wrong. But nevertheless, I'm going to reminisce about this earlier story where this girl was all pissed off at her boyfriend about whatever. And went to vandalize his car. So she spray painted it with yellow spray paint all over it, calling him a devil, I think, or something like that. All kinds of stuff, Well, it turns out it was the wrong car. She was in the right neighborhood, but I don't know. I don't even know if it was the same model, I mean, but then, she's an idiot, so. Some other guy woke up to go to work and, hey, what the hell? And who the hell's whatever his name was? It's hilarious. So anyway, this is a bit more serious than that, but seems to be a similar problem. Man forces couple headed to Walmart into deadly crash thinking it was his girlfriend. So I'm guessing. Good Lord, man. Talk about beyond total. Now, this must be the suspect. I don't know if that's his girlfriend or the innocent woman he thought was his girlfriend. I don't know. Maybe he's just crazy and he doesn't really have one. Anyway, cops in Florida say after a man and his ex-girlfriend had an argument, she hopped in a car and left with a friend. The man, 33-year-old Kyle Hill, allegedly drove south on 34th Street near 30th Avenue North in St. Petersburg in search of her when he spotted a Honda he thought she was riding in. He proceeded to aggressively chase and harass the Honda for several blocks. While chasing a car, he called her again and said, "I got you. I'm going to kill you, your friend, and myself," said Chief Anthony Holloway. But it gets worse from there. The car that he was chasing was not his girlfriend's car. So this is exactly like the spray paint, only much worse. Yeah. Oh, damn, I just screwed up my taping because I didn't mention that part. Well, whatever. Actually, inside the Honda were Norbellus Figueredo Campos, 35, along with his passenger, Aris Lenny B. Blanco Medina, 28. So Norbellus is a man, and but he knew his girlfriend left with a female friend, right? It just said left with a friend. Maybe it's another guy. Yeah, that probably pissed him off. Okay, anyway, recent immigrants from Cuba who were driving to Walmart. Cops allege Hill forced the Honda off the road and over the sidewalk near 17th Avenue North, where it smacked into a concrete pole, which fell and crushed the car. Oh, God. Blanco Medina died while Figueredo Campos suffered serious injuries, including a broken femur and 2 broken ankles. Man. So Hill lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a tree in the median. Sadly, he survived. In addition to him traveling 60 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone, Hill's blood alcohol level was 0.185, more than twice the legal limit of 0.08, according to police. Initially charged with DUI manslaughter and vehicular homicide, he now stands accused of first-degree murder and attempted murder. Yeah, just because he got the wrong lady and guy, that's not mitigating. That won't count. He intended to kill his girlfriend and someone else. So Holloway said he used his car as a weapon. He did indeed. Figueredo Campos immigrated from Cuba and has been in the U.S. for about a year and a half, while his girlfriend arrived a few months ago. Blanco Medina was talking on the phone with her father and 9-year-old daughter during the incident. Oh, jeez. And told him she feared for her life. Her family members heard the crash. Oh, jeez. The victim's family spoke at the press conference about the excitement Figueredo Campos had when his girlfriend joined him. His dream, obviously, was to bring his girlfriend, his partner here, so they could be together, with her daughter and all that. So they had a lot of good times and everything, but it's all over thanks to this asshole. And I don't know. Doesn't really say what the argument was. I guess she ran off with another guy or whatever. And who can blame her? So I don't know if this is all right, this is the lady who died. And is just another idiot who got the wrong car. But at least in the other story, it was spray paint. Yeah. So, I hurt my head. Did you? Yeah. Well, there you go. You got the wrong car. Oh, I forgot to turn the damn camera off. I ruined that whole video. I'll still use it. Doesn't matter. Anyway. See, you got to know your cars, but then again, you can't go murder people with it. That's what he was going to do. And he did. Just got the wrong lady, Pella, I'm glad I don't get... Oh, okay, the fixation on kids. He had to release... Pella Mensa material right here. Yeah. Yeah. I keep coming back to at least know your cars, but... Of course, I don't know. Maybe the girlfriend does drive the same model. Probably does, I guess. So, but anyway, Nodak, people's names are starting to sound like Mad Libs. Yeah, it does happen. Pell, I'm glad the premeditation was there. Well, yes. So that slaps on some more years instead of him just being a drunken idiot. I don't know how much. Sometimes you get a pretty stiff sentence, but a lot of times, nah. It's like, I didn't mean it. Here he's saying, I didn't really have anything against these guys. I thought they were someone else. I didn't mean it. Oh, well, on to other things. This time I remembered to turn the camera off. Sandwich thrown at car sparks fatal gunfire by man who later tried to kill the only witness, his ex-girlfriend. He seems surprised that he's in jail. Wonder what kind of sandwich it was. An Oregon judge sentenced a man to prison for a slew of crimes that started with a deadly shooting after the victim chucked a sandwich at the suspect's car and continued with the now convicted killer several months later trying to eliminate his ex-girlfriend who had witnessed The deadly encounter. Jacob Fitzgerald, 24, pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter, attempted murder, assault, armed burglary, and robbery. How is that a manslaughter charge? You know? Anyway, he was sentenced to 34 years in prison. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office said in a press release, Fitzgerald was driving in a car near Delta Park in Portland on August 6th, when his then girlfriend and 53-year-old Otis Abner it's the girlfriend and Otis Abner, not that Otis Abner identified as a woman and was the girlfriend, right? Okay. An argument occurred between the two men, and Fitzgerald kicked Abner out of the car. A witness told police that as Fitzgerald drove away, Abner threw a sandwich from across the street and hit the car. Fitzgerald fired multiple shots at Abner, hitting him once and killing him. All right, that's murder. That's not manslaughter. Fitzgerald drove away and later torched the vehicle, according to prosecutors. Two people later found Abner's body and alerted police. Detectives collected 7 shell casings nearby and combed surveillance camera footage for clues. Some 18 months later, on February 11th, 2024, Fitzgerald went to the trailer where his now ex-girlfriend was living with her new beau. Yeah, they probably broke up over this, but she didn't say anything. Anyway, Fitzgerald opened fire on the trailer, striking the woman in the face and right arm. But she survived the incident. Fitzgerald was accompanied by his sister. What the hell? Joanna Fitzgerald, who was also facing charges in the incident. Jacob Fitzgerald's crime spree ended with an armed robbery on March 18th, 2024, the day before his arrest. He's a dangerous man who left a trail of destruction over the last few years. This is an unusually high sentence for a plea agreement, but it is just given the circumstances. The plea deal, you got him dead to rights. The plea deal, manslaughter. There's no manslaughter here at all. So anyway, there you go. Abner was a grandfather of 6. All right. Otis Abner. Well, sorry, Otis. Still don't know what kind of sandwich it was. What did they go through a drive-through and Jacob had paid for the sandwich and was insulted that he threw it? I don't know. It was probably much ado about nothing because, look at him. He's an idiot. And that's the problem. Once again, when idiocy and stupidity mix, it's often lethal. Turn that back on and doop, there we go. So that's the saga of Jacob Fitzgerald. Pell-mell manslaughter was probably because it was a snap reaction. The crime of passion, because that's no way to treat a sandwich or my vehicle. The ex was a planned attempt, is what yes, he's silencing her because, it was months later and she moved in with another guy, but he's thought, I can't really trust her to keep quiet about that murder I committed. So he runs over there, plus the fact that he's covering it up. But yeah, I don't see how you get a manslaughter, but it happens all the time. Maybe she was making him a sandwich at home, dropped it, and he went crazy, leading to the breakup. Something about sandwiches really sets him off. Nodak probably threw a chipped beef sandwich, and it chipped his windshield. Oh. Well, that could be the mitigating circumstance that got him the plea deal. Pell responds to Nodak, LOL. Yeah, I suppose. That sandwich chipped my windshield. And the judge is like, you know what? Turns out sandwiches really piss me off too. But the judge should have disclosed that, like that other judge. But he didn't. I'm, speculating, of course. Okie dokie. Bloop. 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 So I get a lot of this character. Half a devil horn. Half a devil horn. Man slept by the dead body of girlfriend for a month. Claimed he thought she was joking when he found her lying on the floor covered in blood. A likely story. A 24-year-old man in Wisconsin allegedly killed his girlfriend inside of the apartment they shared, and police. And police, what? I guess they meant to put said. And police said he'd been sleeping next to the victim's body for about a month. Ooh. Before he went to the police station and reported her dead. Man, they must have been standing around and sitting around in the police station, and all of a sudden, what's that stench? And they turn around and there's this guy. Sir Can Axelad? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Was taken into custody last month and charged with one count of first-degree reckless homicide and a modifier for use of a dangerous weapon in the slaying of Salon Tut. Tut? Like King Tut? Do you think maybe she was, a descendant? I don't know. According to a probable cause affidavit obtained by Law and Crime, Axelad on February 27th walked into the Milwaukee Police Administration building and told the officer at the front desk that his girlfriend was dead inside their apartment in the 1300th block of North 10th Street. Axelad is a Turkish national and used the Google Translate app on his phone to report the death. Axelad advised that about 20 days prior, he ran an errand leaving his girlfriend at their apartment. When he returned, he found her dead on the floor. Axelad stated he had been gone about an hour. When he returned, she was lying on the floor covered in blood. Initially, he thought his girlfriend was joking, and he tried to lift her up. Axelad said his girlfriend was cold as ice. But occasionally, you mean because of and he fainted from shock. So while he was picking her up, that's when he realized, but it took him a month to, maybe I should tell the police about this. So the whole thing was supposed to be a gag, right? And then you started to gag, but because she's laying on the floor covered in blood. And he said, oh, Tut, you kidder. Again, Axelad told police that he discovered Tut's body about 20 days prior, but claimed he didn't report her death because he was unfamiliar with the laws of this country. Well, it's possible. Yeah. The defendant said that he slept with the dead body of Tut on the floor where he initially found her. 20 days, do you think she could have been mummified by then? Officers were dispatched to the apartment where they found Tut's body lying supine with a pillow behind her head. The medical examiner determined that Tut suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso and neck and noted that the state of decomposition indicated she'd been dead about a month. The body appeared to have been staged, police wrote. During the search of the apartment, no knives were located other than extremely dull butter knives. Probably wasn't them. And the box cutters. Well, we know those can cause a lot of trouble. Due to the apparent staging of the crime scene, a Blue Star blood developer device was utilized. So for all your blood development, Go with Blue Star, which allows investigators to detect invisible traces of fluid. The results indicated that Acasilad had stabbed Tut in a different area of the home and dragged her to where she was located by police. In the trash, police said they found food. Oh, yeah, I was about to say food receipts from February 14th through February 24th, indicating Acasilad had been in the apartment regularly since Tut's death. Multiple items in the home were found to have fluid spatter on them and were collected into evidence along with an eviction notice. Huh? An additional notice dated January 8th, 2025, ordered Acasilad to pay $1,257 in past due rent or vacate the premises. A neighbor told police that she heard Acasilad and Tut arguing on January 24th, which consisted of screaming that lasted about 5 to 10 minutes. Probably should have called police, but anyway. Police obtained surveillance footage from a local pick and save grocery store that allegedly showed Acasilad on the night of January 24th, 2025, purchasing a bottle of bleach. On January 25th, Acasilad reportedly said he purchased a nail gun and tried to take his own life by shooting him in the head with it. Acasilad was found to have a nail in his head extending into his brain. He was taken to the hospital and underwent surgery to have the nail removed. After the nail was removed from his head, he started to sound more cohesive and coherent, Acasilad told detectives he went out on January 24th for about an hour, and when he returned home, he found Tut dead. See, the nail erased his memories of what happened. Initially, he thought she was playing a joke on him, because, again, she's quite the practical joker, but she was cold to the touch, and found she was dead. He then passed out from shock for a whole month. When he awoke, he saw that she was still dead and may have passed out again for the remainder of the month, I guess. He also allegedly admitted to moving Tut's body from the area where the pool of blood was detected to its current location one day prior to reporting Tut's death. He also allegedly said that the only reason he reported Tut's death was because the property manager was scheduled to check the apartment the following day. So he's like, well, I don't know how to get out of that, so guess I'll tell the police a story. Acasilad repeatedly denied being involved in Tut's death of subsequent cover-up, but allegedly confessed to using her phone to communicate with her family and convinced them that she was alive and in good health. He just didn't know how to break it to him, The defendant is currently being held on bond of $1 million and is scheduled to appear in court March 19th for a preliminary hearing. Well, wonder how that's going to go, I guess that's why half his head is shaved, because they did that to get the nail out, But didn't nail him hard enough. So, how about that? How about that? Yeah. Well, I was so overwrought, I shot myself with a nail gun. But I just got a headache out of the deal. Sandwiches. Okay. Pell says, makes sense. That's a bedhead picture. Well, we found out differently, Nodak, he went into the police station. A cop standing next to him says, sir, you smell like death. The murderer says, funny you should say that. Well, first he had to get his phone out for the translator. And funny you should say that. Pell, a month. There has to be some decomposition. Was it 20 below in that apartment? Oh, this would have been, February, I guess? Or mid-January? I forget. I'm already forgetting the month. So maybe it was cold enough to kind of delay, but still, a month? Nodak, funky Tut. Pell mummified. I see what you did there. Well, yes. Nodak, she had a home made of stona. Pell four. Oh, is that from the song? Yeah. Pell 4 weekends at Tutty's. Oh no. So he props her up. Weekend at Tutty's. Pell liked that guy from Happy Gilmore. See, I didn't see Happy Gilmore. Did someone shoot themselves in the head with a nail gun? Or did they murder their girlfriend and sleep with the body for a month? You know, that does happen quite a bit in some of these stories. Ew. I just can't be without her. Well, you killed her, dummy. You know, when they're dead, they just lay there and rot. When they're alive, you know, they move around and stuff. Might even fix you dinner, you don't know. Yeah. You kind of ruined it when you did that. Not kind of. You totally ruined it. Oh, well. Onward and, well, downward into the cesspool of crime. Massachusetts man accused of killing his mom and saying his arrest was so funny. Really? A 22-year-old man is in custody for allegedly killing his mother, who was found dead in her pantry with a large knife near her body. I'm guessing that's the murder weapon. Well, anyway, officers responded to a home regarding an unresponsive female. And when they arrived, they found a 53-year-old woman on the floor with injuries. Police noted that there were signs of a struggle. Medics declared the victim deceased at the scene. The suspect, Thaddeus Joseph, TJ, reportedly told his parents that he was taking time off work for mental health purposes because he was going through some stuff, including anxiety and ideas about self-harm. Self-harm, huh? On March 4th, Joseph's father received a call from his wife and the victim, Astrid Joseph. But Thaddeus Joseph was holding the phone. Astrid Joseph could reportedly be heard telling her son to hand her the phone. Astrid Joseph's husband tried calling back several times, but she never answered. When he got home from work, he noticed one of their cars was missing and then found his wife in the kitchen with a bloody carving knife nearby. There was reportedly blood all over the kitchen and a second knife on the ground. Officers began searching for the missing car and eventually located it hours later at a mall. Police arrested Thaddeus Joseph without incident, but he allegedly became extremely uncooperative. The arrest noted Joseph was sarcastic, attempted to lick officers, and made lewd comments to some of the female police at the scene. Joseph urinated on the floor of the police station and caused other damage. At one point, Joseph said, "This is so funny. All I had to do was kill my mom, and then this is it?" And he's a riot. Joseph is being held without bail. Yeah. Well, there you go. He found it funny, you know. Did he seriously think that's the end of it? You know, that he just, I get a ride in the police car. I go to the police station. I get to pee on the floor. This is funny. So funny. Funny. Yeah, you know, your kids go crazy and you want to help them. But, and it's always like, oh man, I was worried I might commit self-harm. Well, why didn't you? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh, well. Pell says, oh, yes, his old boss had a nail in his head. Oh, from the movie? Okay. Nodak, he threw a pissy fit. He did indeed. That could be the name of the story. That happens a lot, though, you know. He's like, I don't want to be going to jail. But he didn't seem to think it was that big of a deal, you know. Pell says, no words for this one. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right. And now this, because, you know, good help is hard to find. I think we will find that it is indeed hard to find. Kentucky daycare worker accused of pulling 1-year-old child's hair, causing bald spot. Perhaps the punishment should fit the crime and someone yank her little bun off until she has a bald spot, you know. Authorities recently arrested a 24-year-old daycare worker on suspicion of pulling out a substantial amount of a child's hair, yes. Leachfield police launched an investigation after receiving a report on March 11th that a 1-year-old child sustained suspicious injuries at a local daycare facility. Officials obtained surveillance footage from the center that showed daycare worker Keisha Cochran watching over a room of small children. She allegedly approached the victim, then pulled the child's hair. The 1-year-old reportedly screamed uncontrollably, and Cochran threw a suspected handful of hair into a trash can. Police said the victim had a bald spot on just over 2 inches in the scalp. On March 12th, investigators interviewed Cochran, and she confessed to intentionally pulling and removing a substantial amount of hair from the victim's head. So Cochran was arrested and booked to the Grayson County Jail on charge of first-degree criminal abuse. I just didn't particularly like the kid. I don't know. Gee, Chubbs, what the hell? You know, sitting on her fat ass. I'm bored, and I don't like you. I wonder if you pull it out that much, it can still grow back, right? Maybe not. Well, she's going to have to pay for the Bosley Clinic repair or whatever, the transplant and all. That's what you call a batch. Pell, that may be an act to get the insanity plea. Yeah, probably, but still, I mean, unless there's other deals about. But I mean, it's still nutty, you know. I mean, if you thought, well, I'll get the house and everything in the car, no, you won't. You know, blood everywhere and stuff, and you just leave, and then your dad comes home or stepdad, whatever it was, and he's going to notice that. Yeah. And then I know I'll piss on the floor, and I'll make lewd comments about the female police officers. Whatever. It's not going to work, asshole. Pell age pulled my hair out. Oh, yeah. There's a much slower process that happens over time. Then there's fat bitches who'll just yank it out, you know, and then you got a bald spot. Then there's Michael Jackson, where you get burned during a Pepsi commercial. And, yeah, his scalp was scorched after that. He was bald after that. Nodak, she was told there would be baby back ribs. Somebody lied to me, and I'm going to take it out of you because it was your mama who promised me baby back ribs. Pell, I hope so. Kid will have the horseshoe pattern in 4th grade. No, can you imagine? It's like, what was that movie? Benjamin Button or whatever. Oh, man. Just, what the hell? I don't get it. Says, I was frustrated by my lot in life. Either that or she thought the kid was Damien and was looking for the mark of the beast. Guess it wasn't there, you know. All right, our final story, as promised, is a lighter tale. I mean, it could have gone really bad, but it didn't. That and that, and now I can do it. Teen flips the script during gas station fight over prom dress and body slams the attacker who choked her to the ground. Wow. So, here's our characters. A Georgia teenager was attempting to sell a prom dress to an acquaintance before the exchange turned into an alleged brawl. It becomes a brawl because there's three of them, you know. There they go. And I guess, is she standing on her hand or is that the girl being flipped, I guess? I see the shadow. Surveillance video showed the violent confrontation that involved several young women and a male witness. Boy, he was getting a show, wasn't he? Who tried to break up the fight. Gwinnett County Police arrested three of the women. 20-year-old Morgan Flincham, Kaylee George, and Layla DeJager, involved in the alleged attack on the unnamed 18-year-old who showed up to sell the dress, two of whom were charged with battery, all of whom were charged with theft by taking. They were charged with theft by theft. According to police reports obtained by WSB, is that their affiliate? Who the hell knows? Flincham was the original owner of the dress, but the alleged victim was in possession of it, and her mother had partially paid for it. The girls agreed to meet at a gas station where Flincham would try the dress on in a restroom, accompanied by the seller. During that fitting, an unnamed third young woman then allegedly snatched the dress and ran out. The police report stated that a male witness who was identified as the seller's boyfriend, who also obtained the was able to stop the alleged dress thief and get the dress back. But according to Gwinnett County Police, there were more girls outside who were ready to take the confrontation to the next level, as Flincham, George, and DeJager allegedly surrounded the seller. Oh boy, these were bad girls. In the video, do they have a link to the video? I guess doesn't look like it. Maybe that's. I'll have to check and see if I can get it out there. Yeah. It's a news report, but I just want the video. Okay. Okay, I'll play it in a bit. They surrounded the sailor. In the video, the alleged victim can be seen in a chokehold by one of the suspects. In self-defense, she flipped her attacker over her shoulder, body slamming her to the ground. Flincham then allegedly took a swing at the seller, but her boyfriend stepped in to separate the two young women. Another unidentified woman then allegedly grabbed the seller's hair. Uh-oh, did she leave a bald spot? Prompting another physical struggle between the alleged victim and her multiple attackers. Police reported that the 18-year-old had visible injuries and claimed to them that she wasn't able to breathe while in the chokehold. Gwinnett County Corporal Juan Madiato told the affiliate that all the parties involved knew each other and the three young women turned themselves in. Flincham and DeJager were both charged with battery and theft by theft. George was charged with theft by theft. So anyway, there we go. So now I got to see if I can get this thing going. Oh, it does show. I thought I had to go back and reset it. All right. All right. We'll get to the video. Not going to bother with the affiliate's commentary. You don't need their commentary. There's the gas station he's pointing out, you know. Plus, it's dangerous to get in an altercation by gas pumps. One spark is all it takes. All right, here we are. There's the girls. I don't know if that's the dress that they're stealing. There's the boyfriend. Whoa, chill. Come on, chill. And let's see. Oh, she's choking her. There we go. She's got her in the chain. Whoops. How do you like them apples? God, man, they're really ganging up on her. Boyfriend's kind of useless. But then again, what can he do, you know? If he strikes one of those girls, oh boy, he's in trouble. So there they are. It was really my dress. Woo! Boom. Tweet, 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 tweet. There we go. Boy, geez. Oh no, I'm not done with you, batch. So oh well, I guess that's the extent of it. Okay. All right. So there we go. Good deal. I'll put me back on. There we are. And there you go. See, a lighthearted story. Some girls got a workout and demonstrated their abilities. And, you know, it's all well and good. That's better than, you know, guys killing their mothers, people burning their kids, a judge being a pedo and helping out his fellow pedo. This story is much better than those. Much better. Okay. Pell-El. Okay. Insanity plea. Pell-El. By the looks, good thing she didn't eat the baby. Pell-El age pulled back. Oh, the fat lady. Yeah, from the previous story. The black baby back ribs. Pell-El, I hope so. Okay, the kid. Nodak, LOL, the old guy on the other pump, oblivious. Yeah. Hey, he's got things to do, and he's like, yeah, bitches being bitchy. You know, what are you going to do? That's probably all there was to it. All right, so there you go. There's the stories. Geez, I don't know which one. Control the girls, you know, one flipping the other one over. That's hilarious. Let me see. I don't want to draw the judges. Could draw fatty. Devil guy. Jeez, these are all. I mean, they're always going to be terrible. I mean, at least the girls are pretty. Geez, it's really nothing. What a letdown. You know what? I think I'm going to draw fatty. You know, because at least that way, she's like holding a clump of hair. You know. She was blonde, and I don't like blondes. As far as the girls go, I could just draw someone doing she's flipping the other idiot over or something. I don't know. I still got to color the Superman drawing from this morning, so there's that. So yeah, I could do that. And then that'll be that. And then I got to tape a few more things for the Nailsin Show. I've clipped out a lot of the videos I've done during the live streams to be videos. I'm guessing I'll be able to do morning live streams when I get home from work. But like I said in the chat on Pat's show, it's going to be a brutal one. So as we go, you'll probably be seeing less of me. Maybe for the full week. I don't know that I'm going to want to do anything when I finally get time off. And it's only for a little while, and then I got to go back again. So not as long, but still. So I'll be like, and of course, everybody like, well, what's the difference? You got a point. You do. Yeah, what are you going to do? Such as the grumpiness. Oh, damn it. Quit skipping on me like I'm trying to. Good Lord. I don't need Nailsin News up there now. There. Put that. Maybe that. Already got there. So there you go. The chat's up on that thing. Because I thought maybe I could go back and cut out these Nailsin News bits, put it all with sound effects and everything, the proper way to be, proper. All right, here, speaking of Nailsin News, here's a Nailsin News deal. If I still need time, what can I do? I thought I had, mechanical monsters. I can put that in there if need be. This one's not too old, but it's, it's a goodie. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Cop resigns after moonlighting as porn star to pay bills. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Shannon Laughlin performed in half a dozen sex scenes before Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office in Colorado discovered her side gig. The 44-year-old who ran the department's driving academy said rising debt, high interest rates, and spiraling costs left her needing extra money. She didn't inform her employer and resigned after 21 years of service. She said she was desperate and was drowning. She said, I found a legal, lucrative means for providing that support for my family that I needed at the time to save my home for them and feed my family. The sheriff's office began an internal investigation after learning about her second job, which Laughlin said she only worked for about a month. Laughlin resigned before the investigation finished. She admitted her actions had likely broken internal regulations that require advance authorization for side jobs. She said, I know that, and I knew that. It could be considered a double life. There are many deputies and officers doing what they can to make extra money, with or without permission. People are doing what they can to survive at this time. The mother's financial worries began last June when a storm left her home with $500,000 of damage that she said the insurance company wouldn't cover. Rising interest rates later tripled her mortgage on top of what she had to contend with increasing utility, gas, and food costs. She drained her savings, borrowed money from her family, and cut spending. But the debt collectors kept calling. My actions have been made out of desperation, Laughlin said, adding that her husband supported her decision. Some may judge, and some may say there are better ways to make money, but at the time I had no other lucrative means for doing so, she said. She also said she made enough money to cover the mortgage, and the industry, that being the porn industry, was professional enough that she never experienced any pressure or coercion. The sheriff's office declined to comment due to privacy and due process issues. Despite resigning, Laughlin said she loved her job in law enforcement and all the work she did over more than 2 decades. I found my niche in the law enforcement world as a support role, she said. I have been dedicated and loyal. I truly enjoy what I do and all of the lives I have been able to touch. Well, she's not sure what to do next and hasn't ruled out making more adult videos. Turns out this isn't the first time that Arapahoe County has been hit with such a scandal. About 3 years ago, Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Melissa Williams was forced from her job after colleagues discovered her secret OnlyFans account. I was in shock and panicking because I never wanted these two parts of my life to collide, Williams, then 46, said of her 2021 resignation. My personal sex life was entirely separate and never affected my ability to do my job, adding that she felt like her bosses were policing her bedroom. Well, I don't know about Melissa. Sounds like she got into her X-rated career for fun. But Shannon had financial issues to deal with. And sure, she probably did violate some regulations that the job requires, but nevertheless, she does have a pretty good excuse. Couldn't something have been worked out to where there could be some disciplinary action? Perhaps letting her off with a spanking? This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. I don't know why sometimes the animation it looks like it does initially, but then it's like the mouth doesn't line up with the audio. It pisses me off. And then I see it while I'm playing it in front of everybody. Now I could fix it, but I'm not gonna. Anyway, there's the Mr. and Mrs. Superman drawing from this morning. So I still haven't scanned it in to color it, you know. I was busy being a... Oh, jeez, where do I put this? There, that'll... Now it's liable to go flying all over. All right, here. That's a good enough spot. Oh, I don't guess I need the logo anymore. Remove. Here. Now you are gone. Okay, I'll draw Fatty and the girl tossing the other girl over. That'll probably be a good little drawing. Oh, I mean, I guess, but the girl was selling it to a 20-year-old, but it was a prom dress, but they're all too old. I mean, they're not gonna be, I don't know, whatever. It really matters to me, and sometimes I just want to dress like that because it makes me feel special and pretty, like a princess. Yeah, okay. Damn, why can't I get this? There we go. Now, trying to get the best view of, Fatty. So, I don't know. Was that her unorthodox means by which to check for lice? It's a problem. We got to do it. We got to do it. I was just doing my job. I would. Now the old trick. See? There you go. Little Miss Chubby. But something tells me she's just not cut out for the daycare industry, you know? But then again, I guess it's like, was it Pelle Nodak? She expected those ribs. But again, it's not the kid's fault. It's just sometimes I get frustrated. Yeah. And just being on the phone just ain't enough for me to try to escape this horror of being surrounded by these munchkins. Yeah, yeah. So that's what we mean by you're not qualified for this job. You always hear these stories though. Some of them are a lot worse, this kid dies. Here, well, we have a bald kid now, but maybe it'll grow back. I guess all y'all think this is somehow my fault. Well, yes. And her name was Keisha. It happens. I don't know if that would that count as cultural appropriation. But yeah, as per the punishment, the kid gets to rip off this bun. Of course, it's a little kid; it won't have the strength. So, as well, we'll do a little help, and they attach some rope and hook that up to a pickup truck, and and there you go, bald spot. How you like that, Chubs? Now you're not only fat, you're bald, and you're a woman. Yeah, there's hair loss in women, but it's rare. It's like men, it's like, shit. Oh, well. But for women, they're like, this isn't supposed to be happening. Well, it's not supposed to, but it doesn't mean it can't. Don't know if the kid was a boy or a girl. This was a big clump of hair. I'm assuming it was a girl. Like it was a lot of hair. Of course, it could still be just a long haired boy. Maybe that was the deal. She was like, your hair's too long. I don't like it. And it's like, well, I guess I could understand to an extent. Either that or it was like, you know, kid's hair looked way better than hers. All long and luscious, filled with, you know, shine and body and all that. And I try all kinds of conditioners. I try all kinds of hair products. My mama works at the beauty shop store. I know all the products, and none of them work as good as your hair does. And then one day she just couldn't take it anymore. It was like good looking hair mocked her so bad she lost it. See, ordinarily she wouldn't tie her hair up like that. She would just let it be all long and flowing, you know. It's not for her. No, no, Chubby. No, I'm afraid you don't get to have beautiful things, Chubby. So, you know, doesn't excuse what happened, but it does explain it. There we are. There's the other ear. All right. Jubs. It's a damn shame we're going to miss out on the 1 year anniversary episode of Pat Dixon's Rumble show, you know. I mean, I guess I could tape something and send it to him, but I don't know. I mean, I can do it. He'll say, "Thanks, man," and then he'll forget. It happens. Lord knows I forget crap all the time. Although I did recall those updates, you know. I mean, obviously the first one, it was from last night, and but the other two, I was like, oh yeah. So there's some recall ability still there, still there. But eventually, senility will win in the end. Just before the cold grip of death. And no, that's just the way it is. So anyway, thinking the Nailsin Show this time around will be mostly Red Neckerton doing Bayou Crime Report, and then a episode of Bubba Stargone. I might do a Lefty Turkington thing. I don't know. Probably not though. Well, shit, it's already 4 o'clock. Good lord. Yeah. There you are, Chubby. She almost looks, I don't know, Asian. Well, you never know how these will turn out, you know. The only way to know is to do them. Yeah, yeah. Because if you don't do them, it looks like this, you know. There's Chubby. Now, there's certain degrees of chubby, but yeah. Like, that's not too bad. There's even some pluses there. I don't think that's the case here. I mean, besides, it's just the mugshot, so it's kind of looking like it goes way out, you know. Although I assume she's still able to move around and stuff, considering she was able to attack this child. Did I get the? Yeah, I guess I did. Well, whatever. That's it for you, Chubs. Uh, and the girls. Well, I'm just going to guess at that. Let's see. Maybe. We have one. This. Uh, it's just kind of funny that she was able to do that. You know, the boyfriend is just like, hmm? But again, you know, he's limited as to what he can do, you know, because it doesn't matter that those girls were the instigators of all this crap. Um, because it would be, oh, you either grabbed a woman or, you know, hit her, whatever. Let's see how we're going to do that. Not being accurate here, of course. But it's also the ringleader's name was Flincham. And the whole thing was, you know, an orchestrated plot. You know, the girl was going to sell the, and sounds like she really wasn't within her rights to sell it. I guess it's her mom only partially owned it or some crap like that. So I don't know, but he really screwed up, you know, plotting this ambush attack. At a gas station. Now I speak with some authority on that because yes, all it takes is one little spark. Of course, I don't. Doesn't look like they were pumping gas at the time when the fight broke out. But the guy that you know who was just like, yeah, whatever. This did not go the way I thought it would. And now you're facing charges. Let's see. Gotta have one funny looking face. Uh, uh, already. Okay, that'll work. Can't remember what all they were wearing. It seemed to be the same shit. This. There she is. Like, oh shit. Well, at least they got a story for the grandkids, you know, and stuff like that. And it's on tape. Man, you're gonna want to get that a copy of that tape, you know. Eh, 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 you know. And that's hard concrete. But you were all charged with theft. For theft. They were committing theft in an act of theft. Something like that. I think she had a ponytail, actually. I can't remember. Man, I tell you, man, girls get mad at each other. It's brutal. I mean, it can escalate very easily because of the shit they'll say to each other and stuff. And I don't know, you just should be used to it by now, but because it happens a lot. But for some reason, it's just always. I'm shocked. That almost looks like a design. All over some shitty prom dress. That I don't know. I mean, are those actually reusable or anything? I mean, it's kind of like a wedding dress. I mean, I suppose I'll save it for my niece or some crap like that. I don't know. Like again, the boyfriend's got to be the most clueless one there. He's like, "What's this about again?" Like, I gotta have that dress. There we go. She just, what the hell? She didn't think this would happen. But then again, I guess maybe that's why they brought multiple girls to take on this one chick. All right. There we have it. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to go into education, and when they get impregnated by their students, and then the student asks them to the prom, they'll have a dress. We're looking like a couple of years. So you're gonna need a good prom dress. You batch. You batch. All right. I think that'll do it. Oh, yep. See? There were lines I missed. Oh my God, I'm like fading away. Oh no. Ew, pencil shavings. Ew. Well, that's what you get for starting a melee at the gas station. Yeah. Don't start fights at the damn gas station. I tell you right now, we clerks don't like that shit. You can go elsewhere with your bullshit. And then using the restroom for your changing room or whatever. Don't take kindly of using the facilities for the execution of your crime of assault and theft. Don't care to ever see your like again. You will not be allowed on the premises. Stuff like that, you know. Boom. Down you go. You thought you could just walk in and steal her prom dress? But guess again. Why is it so yellow and green? What the hell is that? I'll never know. All right. Let's see here. Blah 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 blah. Let the engine idle. Blah 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 blah. Nodak says at least there won't be any drunks out this weekend. Oh wait, St. Patrick's Day weekend. Yeah, yeah. I gotta go through all that. Pele. Oh, I remember this. I guess. Oh, the video I played. Nodak, she got pissed because that baby ate the last goldfish cracker. Could be. Yeah. Hey, Thompson. Doug, can you urinate with an erection? Asking for a friend. Stealth Chaos, sleeping on your belly. You break my arms. Yeah, you know, I never really paid much attention to the lyrics. Just, hey, there's a song. I think someone mentioned Pixies in the chat. So I said, oh, yeah, Pixie song. I always liked that one. I just thought it had a cool sound to it. I'll put that in there. Of course, it was a monumental task because I don't know nothing about, you know, notes and chords. Plus compounding the technical difficulties and whatnot. So hopefully he's found a solution and can clear that up just in time for the anniversary show. Nodak, oh, look who finally joined the chat. LOL. Stealth Chaos, you spoon my eyes. Been rubbing a bad charm with holy fingers. Stealth Chaos at Nodak, here for a bad time, not a long time. You and Pele got this. Nodak, LOL. Stealth Chaos, hey, been dying to meet you. Stealth Chaos, hey, Must be a devil between us. Stealth chaos, is the sound that the mother makes when the baby breaks. Nodak, all because of a prom dress that none of them will be able to fit in 5 years. Just 5? Stealth chaos, Ozembic. Yeah, they could do that. Ozembic was made for diabetes, not for you narcissistic bitches. Nodak looks good. Does he? Oh, you mean the drawing? Yes. Stealth chaos. Why is the one girl giving the other cunnilingus? Well, I know that's what everyone thinks. You know, that's why it's so fascinating to watch girls fight. Yeah. Because you're always hoping it ends up just like in the pornos. But no, this is a scene from an actual event at a gas station in a fight over a prom dress. And the girl being tossed over was holding the tosser in a chokehold. And eventually she had enough of that, so she just flipped this idiot over and body slammed her onto the concrete. And, well, she had it coming. Stealth Chaos, that's a very angry Pixie song, Douglas. Again, I really didn't pay attention to the lyrics. I guess I should have gone with This Monkey's Gone to Heaven. Yeah. Or what was... Oh, Here Comes Your Man. Down, 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 down. Yeah. Don't think he would have cared for that either. All right. Can put these into the Photoshop. Along with Superman and Lois. And we'll take a look how that turns out. The usual, you know. Where is... Oh, I already played the news segment. I tried to upload another one and it just wouldn't do it. It's just, why can't things make sense? I really want them to. God. Anyway, played this one before in a while back, but it's still good. Let's go to the theater, guys.
Okay. Faster than a speeding bullet. Guns are never the answer.
Especially against Superman.
Well, what is this? They blow torching through the screen now?
I don't know. Man, look at that.
What? Oh my God, what is that? Bubbles coming out of his eyes?
Hell, no surprise there. He looks fruity enough to have bubbly tears.
Oh, Red.
God damn, of all the jobs Superman could have had, why does he pick a pussy profession like him?
It's a proud tradition of speaking just fine.
You mean fake news?
Oh!
Damn, could have used the door. Oh, sadly, eyewitnesses could only report seeing the shadow of what appeared to be an airplane, as they were too busy staring at the ground. Damn, that's a lot of complex machinery just to open a door. It's called hinges in a door now, dummy. Oh, damn it. Where's the fly swatter another one got in?
A mechanical monster likes to take a tour before he lands. I like the open concept, but it could really use some furniture. Oh, look, number 5 is alive. Anyone? Anyone?
Is that propeller hitting him in the face? Probably.
Yeah, okay, just ignore me.
Will do. Goddamn robot that poos money? Give me one. Well, he stole it from the bank. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking around, this mad scientist guy has all this amazing technology and robots and whatnot. He could probably make a lot more money just selling that technology than robbing a bank.
Well, he must be one of those eccentric geniuses that just, can't understand simple things because he's so complex.
Sounds like another kind of stupid. Speaking of stupid, hey, mechanical monsters, Here's a hot tip for your next robbery, courtesy of the front page. Yeah, it's typical of fake news. They glorify crimes and end up with copycats.
Oh, now that's just terrible.
Yeah, it is.
That's not what I meant.
Ah, bright, shiny trinkets. Yes, the stuff of which mankind has slaughtered himself over for millennia, despite the fact that none of these trinkets provide any useful service. You can't eat them. You really can't even make anything useful out of it.
Yeah, but they're pretty.
Yes, they are.
Lois, what are you doing here?
Teasing you into a case of blue balls.
Uh-oh, Coach is here. Everybody do some squat thrusts. Look out! Mechanical monster. Mechanical monster.
This is your ass. This is your ass in prison. Any questions? This has been a public service announcement reminding you that if you do the crime, you will do the time. Hard time.
Sometimes I feel fat and unattractive. But then I go shop at Walmart, where the average customer is at least 400 pounds, and I'm nowhere near in that ballpark, so I feel great. Thank you, Walmart.
Yes, Walmart, where you can simply look around and feel better about yourself. Unless, of course, you're a regular.
He was a detective from all the sides. She was in forensics, seeing the inside. Together they were tough as nails, but they couldn't withstand the sights and smells of the doo-doo ball killer. The doo-doo-doo, the doo-doo-doo, the doo-doo ball killer. No matter where they went, he never let them forget that the whole damn world is full of shit. Shutting up every mouth without a single word, dropping every line with the ball of turd. From the doo-doo ball killer, the doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, the doo-doo ball killer. The detective retired, then drank himself to death. The scientist quit and stayed home till her last breath. One kid only takes so many peanuts and corn. It's all enough to wish you were never born. Like a doo-doo ball killer, the doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, the doo-doo ball killer. The doo-doo-doo ball.
Well, that'll do. Stealth Chaos says in UK, a tosser is a self-lover because they're tossing it. Stealth Chaos, Pixies do a great cover of In Heaven from Eraserhead. Oh, that's nice. Okay, this and this. That should work. Okay. Yay. We don't need that. And there we are. Okay, let me take care of Superman here. Oh, jeez. Well, all right. Oop. Forgot to change this to mode RGB. And now you can color it. Bloop, bloop. Oh my God. I also forgot. Bloop, 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 bloop. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That works. It really works. It does. It does. Oh, damn it. Now you had to go and ruin it. Everything was fine till you splattered red everywhere. There you go. Great Scott! My favorite cape. My lucky cape. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Jeez, it really looks crappy. Oh. Well, what are you gonna do? And then we do this part here. That should, yeah. We want to thin out the line. Don't you understand? The line must be there, but it must be thin. There we go. How about that? Lovely. So that's the weird design they did to differentiate Earth 2 Superman from Earth 1 Superman. And, but only in the Mr. and Mrs. Superman comic strip. Or, well, it was one of the stories in the Superman Family Anthology series. Because this was supposed to be his a little bit younger days. Him and Lois were recently married and all that. Whereas all the other versions, he's much older. Gray hair and all that. Bloop, 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 bloop. It was Clark Kent all the time. Great Scott. I would have managed to make it work if it hadn't been for you meddling kids. So, I either got to make out with all of you or spin the world around backwards. That was that plot hole they painted themselves into in Superman 2. And so, well, we can't just have him spin the earth around again. So I know. He'll have an amnesia-inducing kiss. So he kisses Lois so powerfully, she loses all memory of him being Clark Kent. Which seems like, well, what would happen if she developed some other problems, neurological disorders? She just starts pissing on herself and stuff. You're like, whoops. So now he's going to have to, spin the world around again anyway and then try to fix. And then he's got to undo the part where he went ahead and told her, yeah, it's me, I'm Clark. And then they flew away to his Fortress of Solitude so they could fuck. Which they did. But not before he used that molecular chamber thing, whatever, to take away his powers. Which, of course, was important, because if he pounded Lois with his full powers, well, that's it for Lois, So anyway, that's what he did. Years later, when Warner Brothers said we want to get a new Superman film franchise going, and he said, yeah. So there was tons of ideas, especially one of which being to have Nicolas Cage be directed by Tim Burton as Superman, and they were going to do it, and of course, there's a whole documentary on it, and really weird. Uh, but they said, yeah, no, let's just not do that. So they didn't, and Superman projects languished. There was another one with J.J. Abrams doing one, and it sounded even worse than that. So it was Krypton never blew up. I mean, Superman was sent to Earth, I guess, to hide him because there was some sort of civil war going on on Krypton, and I can't even remember all of it. Needed him to be safe elsewhere. Then Lex Luthor, you later find out, was also from Krypton. And, it's just you're just making up some other story that you wanted to do, but you really didn't have much to go with. So let's slap Superman on it so it can be like this, I don't know, Star Wars like space adventure thing. Fortunately, that didn't happen. And so they kept wondering what to do. And boy, it's Christopher Reeve casts a long shadow. So then Bryan Singer, before they found out about what he was up to, came in, and his idea, especially since I guess he studied under Richard Donner or something like that, he decided, hey, why don't we just do a sequel to those? We'll just say that's all continuity. And of course, we'll cast a new actor in the role, considering what became of poor Christopher Reeve, And but instead, it was just going to ignore the dumb movies they did, Superman 3 and Superman 4. Superman 4, they just didn't have the money and stuff, but technically speaking, the idea of Superman sticking his nose in the affairs of governments and whatnot, and deciding, hey, yeah, I'm going to prevent nuclear war. So he grabs all the nuclear weapons and throws them into the sun. And so there you go, no more nuclear war. But of course, corrupt people say, we got to stop this. I know, let's hire Lex Luthor to put a stop to Superman. So, of course, that was the plot. But one of the interesting things about it would have been that without the nuclear weapons, conventional warfare would resurface. One of the things that kept the peace was the fear. And so you didn't have major wars like, world wars and stuff like that. You would have, you'd have wars, and there was always the fear that it could break out into full on nuclear exchange. But nothing on par with the likes of World War I and World War II. And that's really because of the development of the atomic bomb. Otherwise, I mean, we'd probably be talking about World War VI by now. So it could have been that sort of lesson of Superman didn't think this through, and there were consequences and stuff like that. And might have been a more interesting overall element to the plot point they were making. And I can't remember exactly all of it because Christopher Reeve had a lot to do with this, I think, or input at least on the story, and wanted it to be some kind of, because someone said, yeah, we can make it a message about nuclear war and stuff, and it's scary. And but the main deal was they were going to financially back some project he wanted to do, because otherwise he was like, look, I don't want to do another Superman. And oh yeah, just do this one. And we'll back this other film he wanted to do. And that was the deal. Of course, the money immediately ran out, and so it looks really shitty. Plus, they had to reshoot the whole scenes with the villain Nuclear Man, who should have just been Bizarro, There was a different actor. They shot all these scenes. He looked really goofy. And they said, well, this ain't working. So they brought in this other guy and reshot all that, And of course, they were already running out of money. And then, so there was a lot of, fairly okay scenes that they did of Superman when he turns bad. Or no, was that now I'm getting him confused. Was it the third one that he did that? There was one where it was a bunch of destruction all over the place. And he just fixed it all by looking at it, like he had fixo-vision or something. I can't remember which one. Maybe it was the third one. I know he did a lot of destruction when he turned bad, which was sort of a callback to like red kryptonite would do weird things to Superman. And again, I don't know why they didn't just say it was a red kryptonite. They also could have said the evil computer was Brainiac, even though it wouldn't have been the original story, but nevertheless, it would certainly be sort of an homage to it. But for whatever reason, they didn't. I think they were supposed to at one point, but damn it, but they didn't, So all that time came very close to Brainiac, and then it's always Lex Luthor and General Zod. Lex Luthor and General Zod. Lex Luthor and General Zod. So anyway, that's what happened there. So for Bryan Singer, he started to ignore those crappy movies and just say that his Superman Returns movie was a direct sequel to the events of Superman 2. And the main point there was he saw an opportunity to say that Lois got pregnant from her little get together with Superman in the Fortress of Solitude, which he had kissed the memory out of her, which just goes to show how many times has he done this? She won't remember. And so, but the problem there is, so there's like these emotional scenes between Superman and Lois, because the premise of it being called Superman Returns was that he had left the Earth after his fight with the criminals from Krypton, and he thought, could there be other survivors of Krypton? He didn't know. And so he decided to build a spaceship and fly out all the way to where Krypton was and search the area. And they cut the scene out. It's a deleted scene, and maybe it was restored in later Blu-ray versions. I don't know, but I've seen it, where he's exploring Krypton and all that, and then almost gets killed because of all the kryptonite coming out of the planet. So he doesn't really find a whole lot, and there was no evidence of any survivors or anything like that. And that's that. So, but the journey all together took 5 years. So he'd been gone that long. And so when he returns, and there's some cool scenes in the movie where the best, most spectacular one is where he saves the airplane with Lois is on. It nearly crashes, but he saves it. And stuff like that. A few cool scenes of him going on patrol in Metropolis, dealing with bank robbers and stuff like that. And then that's about it. And the rest of it is really stupid. But the thing was he was gone all that time. So and then he comes back. Lois has moved on. She's hasn't married him yet, but she's in a relationship with Perry White's son, and she ostensibly has a child with him. And so there you go. Lois has a son who I guess they were saying was 5 years old, and all that stuff. And so Superman's like, oh no, Lois just moved on without me. So eventually they have this confrontation where she says, I waited for you. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Well, when we find out that the child is actually his, and actually starts to demonstrate superpowers and all that. The problem there is Lois says, I waited for you. Now, granted, she doesn't remember the dalliance, but at the same time, she didn't wait for him. She waited for 5 minutes in order for the math or the dates to work. For her to believe that Perry White's son, I forget what his name was, Richard White, maybe, is the Bibidetty. It's that, yeah, you waited 5 minutes, and I don't know, you went to a company party. What's his face was there. You got tipsy and decided, well, I'm lonely and bored. Superman's not around. So she hooked up with this guy and then later finds out she's pregnant. And then has been stringing him along all this time like they're in this relationship and everything. It's, yeah, we'll get married one day. And now she's still hung up on Superman, but I waited for you. And they're like, no, you didn't. No. And of course, they say, hey, Clark shows up. And he's like, oh, I went on a sabbatical. At the same time, Superman disappeared for 5 years. And they're like, See, in the comic books, they would solve stuff like that with Superman had all these robot duplicates of himself. And a lot of times he would just send a robot as Clark Kent to go do his job for him. So, yeah, it was fine. But anyway, that's what they did. So it was really very, very stupid just on the whole thing. Because the big deal was, they had a child, and they thought they would have a new franchise on their hands with, Lois and Superman having this son. Problem is, he believes this other man is his father, and he's 5 years old. So this is the father he's known. Plus, usually for these things, they make the other guy turn out to be an a-hole or something. So it's easier to go ahead and dump him, But no, he was a decent guy, completely clueless about what was going on, although he suspected, you're still kind of hung up on Superman, aren't you? I mean, what the hell, you want to be the guy that ends up with Superman's girlfriend, Oh, yeah, she's totally over that. Everyone's just sort of, you poor stupid bastard. But anyway, that's the situation he was in, So it's like, it just makes Lois and Superman to be just a-holes, I mean, it's, well, I can't fight my feelings. You can fight monsters and save the world from all kinds of stuff, but you can't just stop breaking up a kid's family, even though, yeah, I know it's your kid. But of course, it was going to have to be dealt with because the kid was going to start developing his powers, and, you weren't going to be able to keep that there. There was one funny scene where Lex Luthor began to suspect that the kid was Superman's. And so he's asking Lois, who's the baby's father? And she was like, well, it's Perry White's son, And Luthor says, are you sure? Like, well, I don't know. There's been so many men. Plus, the Lois, the actress, she wasn't very good. And she seemed utterly bored to be there, that kind of thing. Damn it, I got the wrong. Um, Meanwhile, when they were going for this, Donner Superman aesthetic, and they got Brandon Routh to play Superman and try to repeat Christopher Reeve's approach, which for the most part he did as good a job as can be expected to play someone else's take on a role. But for Lois, they didn't even try, and yet Lex Luthor's gal pal in the movie was what was her name? Parker Posey. And she actually had a similar look that, Margot Kidder had in the day at the time. And I thought, well, they probably should have cast her to be Lois. And at least she got into her role, she was trying. But the girl who played Lois and she's supposed to be upset and all this and trying to guilt trip Superman and all that. You left me and all that. But of course, it's not her fault that the story was written so very badly. That's stupid. I don't know. That was like stupid. It was so stupid. So whatever, that got squashed, and so there were plans for a sequel to that one, which apparently involved bringing back the criminals from Krypton. Yeah. So it went back dormant for a while, and they're like, damn it. And so after the success of the Dark Knight trilogy, they approached Nolan, can you do the same thing for Superman? And after doing 3 superhero movies, he was like, wasn't really interested in it. But he said, I'll produce a Superman movie, but I'm not directing it. So eventually this led to Zack Snyder coming in, and that's who he chose to be the director. And so then you had that whole thing. I mean, at least they didn't try to redo another movie or be a sequel to a decades old franchise, that kind of thing. But it had its problems. I don't hate Man of Steel as a lot of people just absolutely thoroughly hate it. About Superman killing General Zod and all that sort of stuff. But to me, it was always the death scene of Jonathan Kent. It's just so bizarre. And it's just not believable. There's no way Clark's going to stand there and watch his father get ripped to shreds by a tornado and do nothing, He would have leaped over there, saved his father in the blink of an eye before he even realized what he'd done. And also at that speed, and in all the chaos of the storm and everything, nobody would have noticed. So everything was fine. But no. Well, Pa said no. Yeah, well. Whoops. See, it doesn't work if I don't do the sound effect. Okay. Damn, I'm gonna have to fix all this. Why didn't I notice that? Because I was talking about Superman movies. Oh, yeah, that kind of works out all right. Eh. Eh. Well, there it is. Mr. and Mrs. Superman. All right, on to Chubbs. There's her. Yeah. Oh, God. We will do this. We will do that. We will do this. And boy, oh boy, the hand is going numb. Okay. All right, we'll just go ahead and cover all that crap. Now we'll do your shitty hair. Not that you deserve for it to be done. You bitch. I had a bad day, okay? Oh, crap, I forgot. Oh, geez. Nope, dummy, not the eraser. Oh, crap, now it's all messed up. Guess who don't give a rat's ass? Oh, it's gray shirt. All right. Oh, God. Gotta try to wake the hand up. I wonder if I did that right. There's only one way to find out. Nope. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Ugh. And of course that means I did it on... Wow, the traffic's starting to pick up. No, not that. This. It's like this and like that. And, just... Oh, God. Oh, that's so annoying. I wanted to do it the right way. I really do. You bitch. Well, I gotta sit in jail. You think I'm gonna make it easy for you? Oh. All right. Oh, look. Your skin is all aglow. Really? Yeah, but I'm getting rid of it. Oh. No. No glow for you, Chubbs. Once again, I think I was a little too kind in the rendering. Okay, we gotta fix her dumb eye here. Okay. You can't hide your stupid eyes. I should have known you'd never realize. 'Cause behind those eyes is a stupid brain. There ain't no way to hide your stupid eyes. Doop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 boop. Wah, wah. All right. And now, uh, oh, her rosy cheeks, right? And more or less. Okay. Huh. Uh-oh. I put it up too high. I can't grab it anymore. I can't grab it no more. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that'll do. Might want to adjust this a bit. Something of that nature. It's something of an almost human nature. Bloop. All right. Oh, well, let me just go ahead and put the pink in. Put it in the pink. She pulled it out and told me to put it in the pink. Oh, goodness. Gonna have to switch hands. Sometimes that happens. Okay, well, there she is. She's going to be needing a job soon, so if you know anybody in the daycare industry, I just thought that kid was getting a little too big for his britches. Or, again, it's probably a girl because he said it was a lot of hair. We may never know why that particular chair suffered the wrath of Miss Chubbs. And most are unlikely to give a shit about the details. It's like, you can't just pull the kid's hair out like that. You cow. Which is unfair to cows, you know. They don't go around pulling clumps of hair out of the heads of babies. All right, there you go. Miss Chubbs. Well, it was a little more lopsided, but oh well. Lois and Superman. This one, I don't know. I can't tell what they were wearing. Yeah, I can't. So, oh, actually, I think this one had long sleeves, so do a little switcheroozy. Bloop, bloop. And then, I don't know, we'll just make like it had different colored sleeves and shirt and all that. Whatevs. Whatevs. Giggle. Giggle tee hee. Giggle. Damn it. All right, well. Gotta make this last a little bit longer. course, yoga pants are always a frustration, aren't they? Yes, yes, yes. And she's like, you fat cow. And she's tossing her over. Well, I don't understand. Why was it going all over the place? Well, I guess that was it. It seemed like to be much. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh no 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 no. Do 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 do. Ooh ooh. Bere 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 bere. Okay. She probably had something like that. I don't remember. We'll go for something like that. No, maybe. Crap. I think. Yeah, that'll do. I really don't know, but we'll take a guess. We'll take a guess. Oh, God. You bitch. Oh, man. Once again, the leg is acting up, which means I gotta wrap this up. Toot, slay. Jeez. Oops. Oh yeah, it should be live now on my locals. Of course, you have to be a subscriber. The video version of the Nailsin Show that I did with Pat is up on there now. So, talking about crimes, you know. Well, damn it! What the fuck? Where is it there? Is that it? You bitch. You task me. You task me. And I will have you. Yes. Yes. From Hale's heart, I stab at thee. There you go. There, see? It's all better now. It wasn't all that hard. You didn't have to give me all that trouble. But don't think I'll forget that you did. Oh, this is highly irregular. I do. Wait. Oh man. Oh jeez. There we go. Huh. The resolution was really bad. I thought I had it at 300, but maybe it didn't. Knowing me, I probably screwed up somewhere. Oh. Here, we'll use some Superman skin for you. See? Isn't that nice? Then you just ignore me. Don't even say anything. Yeah, I should have known that. What happened? Oh, wait. This hand's all intact. How about that? Okay, first things first, you gotta go. You gotta go now. Dun 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 dun. I hope I can finish this because I'm gonna have to get up out of here. Jeez. Oh, the pain, the pain, the pain of it all. There we are. There's so much more to do. Work takes a lot of work. You ever notice? Oh, why can't someone fix that? I wonder if I can. No. It'll just have to be that way. I don't care anymore. I think I'll use this as like a background image behind Chubby. Just for the purposes of changing the thumbnail. Ooh, yeah, almost. Oh yeah, that's probably something like that. I don't know. No, what the? Oh, the clump. No, I don't want that. Damn it. All right. Boop. All right, I think that'll do it. And her pants went all the way down to the shoes, so that'll work. There, we gave you some pink. Some pink. Oh, wait, no. Maybe that. Do, 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 do. Whoop. There we go. Just black everything. Damn it. What the hell? How is it doing that? It's like, there. It can't possibly be that my eyesight isn't that great anymore. That's hey. Ooh. Whee! Off she goes. She didn't see that coming. She didn't think that. She thought, I got you by the neck, batch. And she was like, no, no, you didn't, batch. Boom. Off she goes. Yeah. Maybe that would be cool. Yeah, I think it's a little more red than that. So I guess that, yeah, it's probably it. Dun, 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 dun. All right. And I got to do this. Might as well the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Oops. Darken it a bit. And boop. Boop. And there we go. And she's telling her to kiss the concrete, batch. Yeah, there it is. So anyway, that should work into the eventual thumbnail. Yeah. Yay! So there you go. Goodbye. 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 So, childcare lady, prom dress girls, and Superman and Lois are, well, Mr. and Mrs. Superman. And that's how that works. Does indeed. Oh, everybody left. Okay. Well, all right. Of course, this thing, sometimes it'll say 20 and then suddenly it's 0. Then it'll say 5. Then it'll be 3 or something. I don't know. Oh, Nodak says, that'll do. Nodak says, Christopher Reeve was horsing around. Well, yeah. Nodak, we were on a break. All right. Nodak, worst leader of the pack parody ever. Ella. Well, come on. God. Nodak says, great work, Doug. Well, I'm all better now. So there we go. I guess we had some fun. And wow, 3 hours. This is probably the longest one I've done. I didn't think it would take that long, but it did. Nodak says, child care ladies, sing this song. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Yeah. I wonder if they'll make her do that in prison. I don't know. She's probably not going to get too long of a prison sentence, but yeah. Again, I suppose they could sue her for the hair transplant. Poor kid. Hopefully it'll grow back. And then everything will be fine. It's just, Chubby's going to have to deal with being nasty and chubby. She's going to get huge after this. She's probably enormous already, but after this, I can't cope with the consequences of being me. That sort of thing. So there you go. Like it's all someone else's fault. But it's not. All right. I guess we all learned some powerful lessons tonight, you know. I would list them, but they escape me at the moment. So I'll take my leave, and there will be a new Nailsin show for Saturday. I'll post some videos I clipped out of some of these streams along the way. Hopefully get in some morning live streams. They won't be 3 hours, but, you know, I'll try to do that. But for the most part, going to be pretty much out of action for next week. I just know how it goes and how most of the time being unconscious I'll be and that sort of thing. But of course, tomorrow night, Pat Dixon's anniversary show on Rumble. So you'll want to check that out. And we'll meet again hopefully soon. And we'll see what happens then. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Killers, killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. News. Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News.